it's me, Natti Gee from the UK. How are you doing, guys? Thanks for everyone who's just been sort of like trying to support my channel. And I hope that we can support each other through, especially through the winter when, you know, it gets a bit depressing, doesn't it? Some people talk about this thing called SAD, S-A-D. I'm sure I've had that loads of times over. I'll probably get it every winter. Or am I just like this without anything? I feel also that we have like a diagnosis for everything. I don't know if that's a good thing. In the old days, I always used to say that. My children think I'm old. But in the old days, we never had a diagnosis for everything, did we? You know, we just were either upset or we were not upset, or we were this or we were hyper or we were this, but we didn't slap a diagnosis on everything. Sorry, I'm going to close the window because that's probably not helpful. Yeah, so that's what it is. You know, it's like now they want a diagnosis for everything. Maybe there is a diagnosis for everything. What do you think, guys? You know, like if you're a bit hyper, you're suddenly got ADHD, whatever. If you're a bit depressed, you're bipolar. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that kind of thing. Or you're like, or you got sad. Can't even remember. Seasonal, is it? Seasonal something disorder, isn't it? Seasonal what? Anyway, I don't know. So I just thought I'd come on and say hello. It is 2:42. What day is it today? What day? It's Friday. The something of November. Friday is it Friday the 13th? Something like that, or 50th. I don't know. I'm looking at my thing. I've lost track of time. But generally I just want to talk about various things, topics. I've got some topics to talk about. Am I talking about them now? Not really, because I'm driving to the supermarket. And although I complain about this country a lot, I suppose, okay, got to give it its props when it comes to ready, available things and blah, blah, blah and everything, you know. But then I think we've got too much choice. I mean, I'm not being funny, but look, I was born in 1972. And when I was growing up, I don't remember a whole aisle of about 20 million biscuits. You get what I'm saying? I just remember that you just went and you picked out a few biscuits. But now you go down the aisle and, you know, you're just sort of like spoiled for choice. It's like we're gluttons. Get what I'm saying? It's like I remember this guy once saying about the fact that how much we eat, meat we eat. I am a meat eater. But he said it's like we're on a king's diet. And we are. It's like we're on a king's diet, isn't it? You know, because... sorry, I'm just entering a car park. You're on a king's diet because we eat meat like every day if we want to. Albeit injected with stuff. And probably killing us big time. On top of the fact that meat is not good to eat too much times during the week. Too much during the week, shall I say? You know what I mean? Anyway, gosh, this has got dark, hasn't it? Right, like, how do I change that? Can I change that? Ooh, that did something, didn't it? Yeah, so the fact is, yeah, we are on a king's diet, and it's not good for us. If we had to go and hunt down the chickens and stuff like that and get the meat, catch it and kill it ourselves, I don't think we'd be eating so much meat anyway. I wish I could eat less meat. I'm eating a lot of meat, you know. And when I say that, I mean, there are days when I don't eat meat, but, yeah. So, we've got too much choice in this country, and we're not happy with what we have, you know. And I find that true of my children. I find this generation, right, I talked about this generation the other day, to be really spoiled. It's not their fault. It's actually our fault. I suppose it's society's fault. I mean, if we're looking for someone to blame, whatever. The fact is, children are spoiled. You know, it's like back in my day, we were happy with just, I don't know, playing jacks, you know, hopscotch, playing. Do you remember when you put the elastics round your ankle and you did something, and you also did elastics on your hand? Do you remember that? I don't know if in certain other countries they did these things, but they definitely did it over here. And and do you remember the breakdancing days where people used to where the young teenagers Used to just get out a mashed up box and just put some cardboard down and start spinning around. These days, everyone's like, you know, I put it like this. It's like, while we're trying to keep the kids safe, or that's what we were fed with over the years, so we've got to keep them safe because they could get, you know, something bad could happen on the outside to them, blah blah blah, they could get kidnapped, and don't get me wrong, these are real fears and they do happen. Then they're rare, but they do happen. So we've kept the kids inside, but then we've given them computers and you know, like games and things like that. And so in a way, they're more in danger because they're on the internet, which is vast. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's so many problems they could get into on the internet and they're exposed to. Whereas when they were outside, I mean, generally, if you were fortunate enough, you could see them. You know what I mean? You could see them playing outside. You could see them doing their breakdancing outside. You could see them, you know, getting together in their little groups and huddling together and just, or, you know, like I said, I remember in the school playground playing the throwing down the jacks, and then you throw the ball up and you catch as many jacks as you can and blah blah blah. I can't remember now, but I think kids are doing less of that. It's more about looking at their phones. Like I said in another video, they feel like they've spoken to somebody if they've texted them. Like I say, did you speak to so and so? Oh yeah, I spoke to so and so. Yeah, what did they say? Oh, and then I realised that we're talking about a WhatsApp or a text conversation. We're not talking about a real conversation. They didn't speak to them on the phone. They don't pick up the phone to actually speak to each other. And they don't generally see each other much. It's so sad. I'm telling you, this generation, it's like, and then you try and talk to them, and I'm not talking for all of them, of course, you know what I'm saying, so don't get offended. But it's like you try and engage with them, and they're very, very sort of like void. It's very like, because they're trying to process what you've just said. Yeah, when we were younger, right, we remembered things like phone numbers, didn't we? Do you know I still remember phone number? And she lived in Crawley Down. And I still remember certain phone numbers because when I was younger, even though I feel like I'm losing my memory right now, to be honest, but when I was younger, we knew numbers. We had to know numbers because we didn't have mobile phones to store them in. Now, even if you say to me now, what's one of your son's phone number? I don't know. Why? Because I've got it stored in my mobile under their name. Is that convenient? Yep, it's convenient. Is it good for my memory? No. And I really believe that my memory has turned to mush quite a bit. So, yeah, so many things that are potentially, they've been sold as good for us. They're just not good for us, you know. Selfish generation, you know. And we're disabling the young ones. Like, again, in my days, back in the old days, you know, there was woodwork, there was discipline. There was needlework for girls. God forbid that you say that now, but anyway. Or they might prick their finger, health and safety, or they might hammer their thumb or whatever during a woodwork class. No, we can't do that now. What the heck is going on? And we're making them like pansies, really, because it's like I said the other day, do you know what? If this country went to war, we'd be stuffed. We'd be stuffed. Most of the young ones, bless them, are just good at twiddling their thumbs on those on the controllers. They're good for that. But if we were under attack, oh my days, would we be done? Yeah, man, it's not like the old days, is it? So, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Are you gonna cuss me? Are you gonna agree with me? Are you gonna say, what do you know? Who do you think you are? No, I hope you're not going to do that. Anyway, guys, it's really nice to tune in, even if it's not a long one today. I might do another one later. I don't know, but I just want to post. You see what I'm saying? Talking about collaboration. Let's collaborate. Come on. Let's do this together. Let's talk. Let's use, like one of my commentators said, it's good that actually we might as well use this platform as a correspondence thing. People talk about blogs, vlogs, but yeah, correspondence. Hello, how are you? Because this is what we've been reduced to. So, you know, there's a big world out there. It would be nice if a few YouTubers helped each other out and sort of like, somebody said, about subscribing. It doesn't, you know, they don't do it anymore or whatever, because it ruins their watch history or something like that. But anyway, the point is, whether you subscribe or comment or do both, I think it's good to subscribe, because obviously if you subscribe, I think you can, I don't know how it really works yet. See, I'm just trying to find out. I think if you subscribe and you get over a certain amount of subscribers, you can sort of like try and get your channel monetized. And I think it does it's to do with watching hours as well. I know that. I can't remember. I've looked into it, but I don't retain much anymore. So I'm trying to like speak out. This would be actually quite good for the older me, if I live that long. I don't know. That's the thing. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. I'm going to go in the supermarket now, and I will speak to you later. Guys, put your comments here on the channel, and if you don't like what I'm saying, or if you do like what I'm saying, or if you're impartial, let me know. God bless. Bye-bye.